That was one of the best
Sucking
slaps ever,
fucking
actually.
on a penis and I'm fucking on a guy's ball.
Sucking on a penis ain't a weenus, and I suck just like a rock star.
Dude, I
I've
think
been fucking dudes.
I haven't heard that song in like 2 years now. That's crazy. Because
Yeah,
like,
no.
it's like there was 2 years where that was the only song that I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how
everyone-
Post Malone works. He makes a song and you think like this is going to be the highest charting song of all time, and then you forget it exists within
Right.
like 18 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then he makes another one.
Yeah, then he
I
does
mean,
it again. You're like, oh,
when
yeah,
that
Post
album
Malone.
dropped, though, Beer Bongs and Bentleys or whatever, like, I don't know, it had like a lot of fucking
You just firing off the title like perfectly.
beer Bongs and Bentley, the seminal classic.
And then Beer Bongs and Bentleys, I believe it was, and Bunny Burdine when he
His
posted
follow
that.
up to his debut, Stony.
You're right.
Post Badone posted Beer Bongs and Bentleys back in Bunny Burdine. Yeah.
Shows a refinement of his signature pop sound
What are you eating
across 24 mind-bending tracks. Just a little
A very
breakfast
brief
biscuit.
24-track. Sorry, what?
right now? A breakfast biscuit.
A little
A fucking
Breakfast
breakfast
biscuit.
biscuit.
I had some pizza with Brussels
know?
sprouts on it for breakfast.
What the fuck goes on in your head?
Brussels
Okay.
sprouts.
Yeah, I'm
On
a
the
fool
pizza?
for the sprouts, to be
You
honest.
know what I think is the dumbest shit in the world? Is people are like, pineapple on pizza. Whoa. It's like pizza's
That's like
made
people
out of
that are
fruit. A tomato's a fruit. You
People
know
that
what I
are
mean?
like, avocados are disgusting. It's like, grow the, like,
People are saying
turn 6 years old. Like, how about
You
that?
saying that?
Please develop taste buds. Yeah.
Yeah. I
like,
mean,
it
you
doesn't
can't
even
even. You can say that they taste like balls, but you don't have to say that they
But you
suck.
Right, because we know balls taste good. So it's just
Yeah,
like,
they're
what are you
not
even saying?
mutually
It's like people.
exclusive.
It's like people who don't. Well, first of all, I just wanted to say pineapple on pizza,
It's fire.
good.
Yeah.
Hawaiian whatever pizza, fucking
Never had
delicious.
anything sweet, like a sweet compliment to a otherwise savory meal. It's like it.
You know, you
A match
eat
made in heaven.
cheese and wine go together. Fruit and cheese go together. Like I don't know if you're just.
Milkshake and fries.
You know what was fucked up though is I went to the melting pot one time and they had cheese that you're supposed to dip in the chocolate fondue, and then they had chocolate you're supposed to dip in the cheese fondue. It's
like just stick it up my ass, you know.
anyway,
just stick it in there.
But what were you saying? I wanted to branch off. I wanted to continue what you were saying. Oh, people who are just like, I hate vegetables. It's like,
Yeah.
you're a fucking loser. Get a fucking
yeah,
life.
and unhealthy.
Like
Yeah.
Liver King. That's why I made the Liver King video, because he's like, I do not eat vegetables. I don't
Oh my god,
eat it.
I thought he did.
Why would you eat vegetables? I eat meat. I eat testicles. I eat lobsters. I eat this. And I'm like,
It's like you're
Bro.
gonna
Balls.
have
vegetables
You're
are
gonna have
good.
cancer.
Like you've never had beef and broccoli, bro?
Dude, I season my my butternut squash, my broccoli and carrots every week.
That's what I've been doing now. Instead of actually saying anything, I just go. And you just know, you just hear his voice. Just like, frankly, I season my butternut squash.
Jesus Christ.
Butternut squash on my balls.
Just
It's
a
one of the
pinch of
nicest
pepper.
things. You go to the
Butter
spa,
my balls.
you put cucumbers on your eyes and butternut on your balls. And you lay there completely naked
You just sit out and just
until
let
you
it
freehand
wash.
blast on your stomach, and then they clean you up, frankly.
Busting hearty oatmeal ropes.
Busting crazy oatmeal ropes. Crazy
Straight
gym
across
class
the room.
ropes. Crazy thick gym class ropes. All over.
Holy shit.
The thickest rope that exists, you know.
Bust it directly
Oh my
back into my
God.
mouth through recycling.
Almost like a water fountain at the mall where water shoots over and lands in another. I did that with
It's
my
like
own
the little
ejaculate.
boy. It's like the little boy pissing the fountain, you know.
Except I'm the
Into my
little boy
mouth.
and it's my own mouth. It's going. Oh, that's stupid.
Holy Christ.
Too funny. That's too funny.
Too funny.
Too human.
Yeah, no, dude. Yeah,
Oh
the kind
my
of people that are
God,
just
too
like,
funny.
It's just who I am. I don't like them. It's just who I am. It's like,
salads are exquisite. Yeah, that's what.
See, here's the thing is like, you can not like them, but you can also like grow the fuck up and recognize that that's like.
No, frankly, you can't. I'm drawing the line. You can't not like vegetables. Like, grow up.
There's like 3 dozen different types. And that's it.
You
No
have
more,
preferences.
No less,
they were like, you can't sit there and be like, I don't eat them. I don't need to. I'm like, fucking. It's like, no, you're still a child.
He was on that fucking Logan Paul Impulsive show. And he's like, and even in one of his like meathead fucking co-hosts was like, bro, you don't like a Caesar salad? Everyone likes a Caesar salad. He's like, why would I eat a Caesar salad when I can eat the vertebrae of a cow out of a salad? It's like
the marrow.
Yeah, bone marrow. It's like, I'm pretty sure you could take a fucking Walgreens supplement that'll get you the bone marrow vitamins. You don't need to be eating straight marrow. Right. He also looks like a tomato. He looks inflamed all over his body.
Yeah, and he's got like a 6-pack that's like a beer belly somehow. Like,
right.
Yeah,
like he's juts out past his massive chest.
Yeah.
He's not healthy.
He's 100% taking supplements or taking steroids.
Oh, yeah.
And he lies. He lies constantly. That he don't. But you do. We all know you do.
Hey, guys. The ancient primals would never eat a vegetable. Anything.
Good morning, primals. And he's like, primals need to know how hard Liver King works on Saturday. And he'll just be like laying down in the.
I mean, that dude is like borderline clinically insane. Doesn't he like have a Faraday cage? Didn't he like?
Yeah, his whole bedroom is like. His whole bedroom is like, it's anti-cellular exposure. Like,
I feel like
it's like, I can't wait for a story for like people like that to just like seal their whole house up and then just like realize that once they close that final window, they just suffocate. Like that Simpsons episode. It's like, we can just coat the whole building in bulletproof lucite. It's like, wouldn't we all suffocate?
Haven't seen that one.
That's funny though.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people are anticipating his fate. Something to happen to him or of him.
A heart attack?
For him to say, no, I don't wish that because I scared.
I don't wish that on him. I would never wish that.
I'm scared of my own heart. So I would never.
No, I thought you just meant people were.
I think a lot of people are like, let's see what this guy who only eats meat ends up doing.
Right. Yeah.
I think that's why he has so many followers. There's a difference between followers and supporters.
It's funny. I was watching this YouTuber, Danny Gonzalez. I was going to say Danny Gooden. That's a different guy. He did the Liver King's diet for like, I don't know if it was a month or a week or something, but the Liver King was like really nice. And he responded and sent him like a giant box of meat and like liver and shit like that.
Nice.
And he tried to eat it and he like couldn't do it. Like
I'm calling 311. If he sends me giant boxes of meat, I'm like, hey, can you come get this out of here? I'm not eating any of this
hazmat
shit.
Suit.
I'm not eating any of the Liver King's meat. I'll go buy one.
Yeah, calling it a bomb threat on the fucking Liver King's meat package.
Good morning, primals. I'm going to be sending you 400 pounds of meat. That's going to be in your apartment. Your 500 square foot apartment.
It's like, yeah, can I get poison control in here, like right now?
It doesn't make sense because like primal people, like I think you just said, like definitely ate probably more fruits and veggies than they did meat because that's way harder to get, right?
Why the fuck wouldn't they eat fruit? They would eat anything to survive. They're primal.
Shit grows
they would eat
anything.
anything. Yeah.
You ever heard of hunters and gatherers?
Yeah, hunters.
You don't have to kill shit to eat. That's the thing. That's like kind of like de facto why I bet people just pick the shit out of the ground. Like, I wonder if I can eat this.
It's also like, let me just Google how primal he's getting. Like, agriculture was invented.
How primal is Liver King?
When was agriculture invented?
Does he hunt
12,000 years ago. So you're trying to emulate someone from 12,000 years ago before they had agriculture.
Those people were doing pretty good actually back then.
10,000 BC.
Great movie.
There's a movie about that.
Wait,
did you see that one?
Yes. The earliest evidence of agricultural cultivation is from around 21,000 BC. Why are you trying to live like someone of 20,000 years ago?
Yeah, wasn't that
goddamn climate wasn't even the same.
It probably wasn't even that.
Human
lifespan was like 40 years, like 200 years ago. So I can't imagine they were living much longer than that.
Yeah, we had like a bee's lifespan at that point.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, I broke my toe.
I always heard that was a fucking piece of misinformation.
A fallacy.
The ages of death were compared to men listed in the more recent Chambers Biographical Dictionary. Of 397 ancients in total, 99 violently by murder, suicide, or in battle. The remaining were born before 100 BC, lived to a median age of 72 years.
Huh.
Oh, wow. Holy shit.
So I feel like
I wondered if
we probably die quicker now because of all the shit we consume.
Well, now it's like going back up because people are living into like their 120s or whatever.
I got to get my diet under control for real because I got test results back that says I have high cholesterol. So I got to I got to fix that shit. I don't want to get diabetes or, you know.
I'm worried about, like, for me, I eat so much hot sauce, you know? Like, I put it on all my meals and stuff. So I'm like, man, am I like destroying my gut, you know? And there's a lot of sodium in that too. But I drink a shit ton of water. Like, I'll probably drink like 7 of these a day.
I wouldn't worry about the salt so much as I mean, if that can fuck with your biome, then it's a problem. But I don't. It's hot sauce, so
Well, it's more. I'm worried. Like I'm like, you know, destroying the lining of my stomach and shit with like spicy stuff. You know,
is that a thing that can happen?
The what?
Is that a thing that can happen? Because I mean,
yeah, for sure.
Huh.
Like if you chugged like
hey Johnny, shut the fuck up real quick.
Okay.
I actually wanted to know.
I forgot something.
I'll get back to it.
What'd you forget, man?
I forgot to introduce the podcast.
We'll get on with it.
Get on with it.
You daft cunt.
Get on with it, you daft cunt. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlethems. It is Monday, May 20 was the 3rd, May 23rd. Welcome to another episode of Woke and Boke. That's going to be episode 140 to be exact. I am pleased and excited to be your host, Connor Boyd. Hello. You may know me as Moschino Dorito from TikTok. Or perhaps you know me from Jaded Forum or my socials, Twitter and Instagram, whatever. This is, apart from Jaded, my other podcast that I do. Well, it's the first one I did, obviously 140 episodes. How you doing? Where I get together with my best friends from the great Gateway to the West, St. Louis, Missouri. And joining us, as always, is the demon on the drums, the one and only Max Sansa. Little tom roll.
I don't even have that many toms. That's I have just 2, so it's more like that.
Sick though. How you doing?
Hi. What's up? What's going on?
How's the Scott Gymnasio been?
Oh, it's been good. I gotta go after this. I got like 5 hours of sleep, so I'm cruising. This is my promo for Rain.
Nice.
Rainbow. Notice the spelling. I just can't get over that.
I haven't seen that Flavy.
It's good.
Flavy.
I'm here chilling.
As far as I know.
That's cool, man.
What is it, push day or pull day for you?
It's everything.
Always pull day for me. You know what I'm talking about?
Every day pull day now.
I always been kind of doing
pull my pud. The most gross fucking pulling your pud?
Yeah, don't. Come on now.
Also joining us is the pud puller president.
Pud pulling
principal
president.
Pud puller.
The man with the most Yeti merchandise out of the 3 of us by far. We got Tony Harrop on the show today. Tony, how you doing?
Oi. What's good?
How's your life?
Really good, actually. I had some massive news this week that I can get into whenever you're ready. But yeah.
All right.
Whenever you're ready for the info drop,
I'll wrap this up, and I can't wait to hear about it. Every week we get together and do this. We've been doing this for years. And we, just catch up on whatever we're interested in. Video games, movies, current events, cartoons, the internet, our lives, whatever. And if you fuck with it, you can subscribe to us on YouTube and follow us on Spotify if you're not already doing so you don't miss a single episode. You can also join our Discord. We hang out there all the time, as well as our Twitter at Woke and Boke Pod and Instagram at Woke and Boke Podcast, where you can get updates on the podcast every week. That's kind of a lie now. I don't really have the time to upload it, but But follow it. Nevertheless, there's some good clips on there, and we will down the line be posting highlights from past episodes and future episodes there. So it's always good to stay tuned in if you do fuck with us. But a big way to reach out to us is our Gmail. Our Gmail is welcomebokepodcast@gmail.com. And you can send us your questions, comments, suggestions, and we'll read all those on the show. We do have about 5 unopened emails that we could get to.
Let's go.
And links
so
to
that's
all
none
of
left
these.
over. Oh, sorry.
No, I don't think so. Some of them may just be like, "Hey, good," and that's it.
I was wondering if any were left over from last time that we didn't read, or there's
yeah. There's like 2 or 3 from last time we didn't read.
We've got a backlog.
Yeah,
cool.
And links to all this are listed in all these are listed in the show description. But yeah, Tony, tell us about. I'm excited. Tell us your big.
What's up?
Okay, so I don't want to reveal too much about like my. The name of my company and where I work and stuff, because it's private stuff. But the company I work for has 2 owners, had 2 owners. Oh, yeah. So there was a very cool owner, right? That is just very responsible, very nice, a good boss. There's the other owner. It's about 100 people in the company. There's not one person that works there that does not disdain him with every ounce of their being. He's
it's impressive.
Yeah, no, he's like I didn't really know what I didn't really get what narcissism was before I met him, just like a full.
Took that long, huh?
I mean, like I understood the concept of it, but I never really met someone that was just such like such that term like epitomized. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that he did.
You thought you knew, but
I thought I knew.
There were levels still to go.
Yeah, every single thing that he did was not only a hindrance to the company, but it was in an effort to boost his ego to make it. He was basically offered his entire pay to just leave the company and just not be involved. But instead, what he's done is he abused company money and got fired, and now has lost out on that not only the entire paycheck, but he's fully removed from any operations or anything like that.
He no longer owns the company, or he's just no longer.
He's a 50% owner, but all he can do is collect dividends and vote in like a board meeting once a year.
Wow.
Sick.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
So he's fully removed, and the amount of it's like a cascading wave of doors that are just opening now because he would do things where it would be like I'm designing like a flyer or something, right? And it'd be like for something that's happening the next fucking day, which should have been planned out weeks ahead. He'll have me print it out, bring it into him, and be like, make the text this much bigger and scoot this down like this, and then and do that, and he's like, print it out, bring it back to me. I'll do that like 5-10 times.
Christ!
Yeah, like that, and the designs look like ass. Like I'll always start with like a good looking design that I'd be proud of to put in my portfolio, and by the end it's just garbage. Just garbage.
Oh my God.
And so what that was doing was ruining me as a designer, because when I would start designs, I'd start making it how I want, and I'm like, wait,
he's gonna want it this way.
I have to like tailor it to try and speed up the process, because he would drag that process out, and then other things that I have to do also would get pushed to the side. And it was just so many things that were just affected, just one after the other, and it's just gone now. And every ounce of stress pretty much in my life, like, I mean, that's not true. Like right now, I need to get my wisdom teeth out. Like that's kind of stressing me. But like this was like the only true source of like actual stress. I feel like it's just gone.
Sick.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Like, let's go.
You know how rare that is
too.
for a boss you actually hate to actually go?
Yeah.
It was just not out of nowhere, but there was something being in the works for a while apparently, but it just got dropped mid last week. And we're like, yeah, he's gone. And like, I just walked into the office next day playing Celebrate. And I was like, happy Friday, guys. Happy Friday. Everyone was like, we're going to have a pizza party, an ice cream party.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Like, it's serious.
I am not joking. This was the most hated man that I've ever met.
It's like V-Day. Dude, it's so funny. Like, I when I trained at Deerberg's, like they were telling us about how to be nice to customers. And they're like some people, when they come into the room lights up. And sometimes when people leave a room, it lights up. And that's the guy you're talking about. Dude, the last job I had a manager as like an interim manager. He was like an executive at the company, but he was our manager like at a small level, and he was a micromanaging piece of shit.
Let's go.
Sucked. He was the most passive aggressive, fucking non-confrontational fucking loser. He was fake as fuck. He was a dumbass. As a person, that was the saddest thing about it.
Yeah.
Was like if you tried to get to who he was as a person, the sales guy veneer would just drop off and you'd be like, oh, there's nothing inside you. You like have nothing going
You're
on.
hollow.
You're hollow. You're heartless.
You're hollow, tarnished. You're a hollow, tarnished.
Yeah, he was a tarnished. He was a tarnished Tom for real. And I quit that company literally just because of him. I was like, I can't work somewhere where a person like this would be employed for this long in this position and be able to treat me this way. And
right.
And the culture of the company itself was garbage. So
my eye was always on the door with him there. I was like, I'm definitely not, gonna commit to any sort of long-term thing here. Cause like he makes it terrible. Like it wasn't unbearable. It was fine. Like most days I went in and it was really great, but you just never know when he's going to come in and fuck shit up. But now all the doors are open.
I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. And what this will hopefully allow is like, I'm potentially, going to get a promotion and sort of manage the department that I've been doing and get someone underneath me. And my idea is to reduce, a lot of the wasteful expenditures and, eventually work remote, because when you think about it, we don't need a printer for one. Like print is dead. So that's like the main thing I need to be there is to run a 10-foot long printer.
I've worked a part-time job where it was like doing draft kits for fantasy football, and like they had one of those and they printed out their shit on those. It's like such a pain in the dick. Printing media.
I don't mind it, like, because honestly it's nice to get up from the computer and just like pack some shit, some papers and stuff sometimes and just listen to a pod, but at the same time I would rather work remote and prove to the owner like, hey, we can save a ton of money by not doing this unnecessary archaic form of media. So
that just made me so that literally, honestly, Tony, because we've talked obviously about that guy and your job. That makes my day, and it honestly gives me a little bit of hope. I'm feeling literally better. Like it makes me feel, because also your life being stress free is hilarious, as if it was stressful.
It used to be so
to begin with, and I'm like, man, imagine being as unstressed as Tony is right now. Like I dream about that someday.
Someday you'll achieve it, dude. I know it.
Someday. I don't think it's going to be coming soon. So I think if anything, stress is going to be increasing over the next year. But I think to open this back up into a more general, like, you both, well, Max very recently, but you for a long time have been hitting the gym and being healthy and figuring that. And I feel like,
cranking bangers.
Like this cholesterol thing for me, and mind you, I've been having like chest feels, basically. It's not necessarily pain, but like soreness, or just I've felt things in my chest. Kind of like a cramp, but not bad.
I know what you
left and right. And it's just been bugging me out. I've been panicking every time I smoke weed these days. Like if I smoke a full joint, I just have like 10 minutes into the high, like a panic phase, and then it weans off. But if my chest feels tight from anxiety and then I feel like wobbly chest shit on top of that, it makes me feel like I'm literally going to have a heart attack right then and there and die. Like I convinced myself in the panic that that's going to happen. And it's like, I need to just be able to like have the least amount of stress that there's so many things within my control that could actually improve my mental health. And make me handle stress way better that I'm not doing. And I feel like that's a good North Star to sort of try and make moves and build habits towards that again.
Right.
I'm also noticing that like the winter, it's really hard to keep those habits. And then you come back in the summer. And I was back in the gym in January. Like in fact, I was nervous signing up for Blink because I was like, oh, I'm going to be one of those New Year people and this was like late January, and it turned out I was, because fucking Jaded happened, and it was like we had so much shit to do to get the live show, the set built, the gear, purchased, test all this shit, shoot this shit, and then now it's like a full-time job on the side, just like getting these highlights out. And I'm basically the social media manager damn near now. So like, I need to just find something consistent that is going to help me with my mental health. And I think some good diet changes and some working out and maybe smoking weed a little less and just like nixing alcohol, and I don't do coke that often, but like nixing that also.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The hard boys.
I feel like I could really be at like a different level mentally, because I feel like, part of it is ADD. Like, we need weed because we want to like just cool all that shit out.
Mm-hmm.
You need to like turn down. But I feel like if I incorporate other things, I won't need it as much. Or I could enjoy it more.
Mm-hmm. Right. I mean, that's kind of the mindset. And like, I started meds probably like 2 months ago at this point, which is great. It's been going great for me. Not like to turn this into I'm doing great. But it's like
no, but it's good. But real quick, it's great you're doing great, because you were not doing great.
I was not.
I'll say I feel like now that you mention it, like you do seem doing really great. I was worried about you. Seemed really sad.
I am doing considerably better now, but like I think the big change in my mindset, it's just like kind of stopped that loop. And I feel like the anxiety feeds into itself. And I think that was like on my side of things, it was a chemical imbalance. But like since I've been picking my, better habits back up, it's like it kind of like takes it from functional to superhuman almost. So it's a whole other thing. So it's like it's like kind of one of those things where personally for me, to get to functional, I have to do one of those two things. But then to get to that higher level, it's like I would have needed one or the other, because it's like I've gone through
SSRIs. You're saying?
No, yeah, I'm saying like antidepressants versus like good habits, because like I've been in a position in my life where like when I've kept up with good habits for a long time and like just been on that kind of wave, I've definitely reached like a functional like a good baseline, but I've never reached that point where I'm like, I feel like I can actually kind of push through my self-imposed like ceilings, I guess.
Yeah.
And kind of just like let go of that like little bit of ego that I've always been like kind of held down by, not in like the not like the narcissistic way, but like in the just
self-indulgent way, maybe.
Yeah, maybe that's self-awareness, like of just like talking myself out of shit for like social reasons, no matter how big or small kind of shit. Because I don't know. I've just compartmentalized so much of my brain into a bunch of different like little thought. But I self-analyze myself way too fucking much. So it's just like, yeah, man. So, and I think the biggest thing.
I'm so glad that it's doing that for you.
Yeah, and I think just the biggest thing that's helped me is just, acknowledging and accepting the fact that there is nothing bad about putting myself first in pretty much any instance. So it's like, and that includes more so than anything for myself, because I think that's the hardest. That's typically the hardest thing for people to do, especially now, is it's just like, it's like, you can put yourself first when it comes to like protecting yourself. But I think a big thing that's neglected a lot, because I was one of those people, is like doing what's right for you in a disciplinary way rather than in a protective, like, because a lot of people use that like, oh, I need to, withdraw, or I need to, cut things off, or like do drastic changes on, superfluous shit in my life.
I just like, I always think about like, man, I think about the upside. I think about like, man, if I was like,
plus you'll look better and feel better.
Sure. Well, the feel better is what I'm talking about. Is like, man, if I got up, went to the gym, just did a workout, just enough that you could call that a workout. I don't have to overthink it. Just work out something.
Get a sweat on.
Get a sweat on. Doesn't fucking matter. Don't have to overthink it.
Make a little puddle. Call it a day.
Come back, shower. Fucking maybe I meditate, or maybe I do that in the afternoon. But shower. Don't drink fucking caffeine. Don't smoke weed. Don't drink alcohol. Don't eat like shit. Have a normal fucking diet. I mean, salads make me feel incredible.
Yeah.
Like, it's like fucking meth.
Yeah.
Like, eat a salad for fucking lunch. Have, chicken and veggies for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe meditate. And that's basically it. And maybe try to get outside and walk around during whatever time. Yeah. If I did that every day, like,
you'd be on top of the world, dude.
My brain would be so, and I think that's like part of what I think about it is like, I almost feel like I, through life, has given my brain all this. I call it the McDonald's play place brain. It's like my brain always just wants to play around and have fun and do the easiest thing. A lot of people are like that. Most people are. But like, if I had it to where my brain didn't need any of that shit and I could just control how I lived and what I wanted to be doing, and I wasn't on such a carrot stick kind of like mentality of always chasing doing the easiest thing, I just feel like what I'm saying is like, imagine if that brain power that constantly needs video games or weed or
was put towards something else.
Beating off, like that's another thing I could do a lot less. Like all this. Imagine if I didn't just like put all these governors on my brain usage.
Your ropes would be 10 times harder if you didn't.
Dude.
Yeah.
100%. You ever busted after not doing it for like 4 days?
Oh yeah.
You're like, it's like porn. Even. You're like fucking blasting. But anyway,
but it's tough.
It's crazy. Like having just like control over your own mind, and how like for me, like I simultaneously can and can't do that. Like I'm so good at going to the gym. Like I never miss pretty much, I'm so good at meal prepping. I do it every week, and I eat fucking oatmeal every day for breakfast. I eat my meal prep every day for lunch. I come home and eat chicken and veggies for dinner. But then like, get an energy drink every day. I don't want to spend $3 every day on an energy drink. I don't want to be reliant on caffeine.
Because you're using that as like, well, at least I'm doing all these other things.
Right, exactly. I'm like using other stuff as
weed also becomes that. It's like, well, at least I'm doing all these other things.
Right. Which is like, I kind of think that that's the mindset to have, because when you listed all the things that you wanted to do, Connor, not for this in like therapy, but it's just like,
no.
I think the biggest thing that I've like also come across is it's just like, you don't have to do it all at once. In fact, it harms you.
And you can fail too.
You can fail and you can have ups and downs, but it can almost harm your ability to progress yourself if you like be like, all right, I'm going to start going to the gym, and then I'm going to start eating well. And also I'm going to stop smoking weed. I'm going to stop drinking caffeine. It's like, if you try to do all of that shit at once, you're going to fucking want to kill yourself, and you're going to relapse on everything. Like, it's just, and I don't mean that in a literal sense, but it's like,
I know it's so true.
Every time I've tried that, it has not worked out for me. So literally all I've been focusing on is like my main things were no soda, and I'm building a good gym habit. Because it's the time management more than anything. That's been my biggest like personal growth thing with going to the gym, is just not talking myself out of it, because I'm poor with like managing my time surrounding the maintenance of that. Because like, I gotta do my workout, and I gotta do it in an efficient amount of time. Then I have to drive back, and then I have to shower. So it's just like, I can see myself getting home, sitting on the couch, and then an hour goes by. I'm like, oh fuck, I still got to shower.
Scrolling.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like, get caught on that shit. And then it's just like, oh fuck. And then, that can convince me like, oh, well, I'll never have enough time to like go to the gym before work. Or I don't want to go to the gym before work because I'll be sore and I got to walk around at work. There's 1,000 reasons to talk yourself out of shit. But you just try taking it one thing at a time. That's been.
I do want to get to a point where I'm like, I want to see what that would be like. All those things I mentioned.
Absolutely.
Like, I want to see what that would be like. Like, it is really hard. Like, I think the ones I would want to focus on are like being sober and the diet first, and then I feel like once I'm there, throwing in some exercising is not hard, because I do that.
You walk a lot. just check your step counter. You know, I mean, you walk relatively. Going, you know, living in New York, your motherfuckers be walking. So
let me see what my steps look like.
It's tough cutting out booze when you got friends around, you know. That's why it's so easy for me down here.
I was never really a big boozer.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, this is crazy. On average, you're walking more this year compared to last year. I have an average of 7,000 steps a day.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's over a mile, or no, not.
It's like a mile and a half.
Steps. Yeah,
he's got a big step.
That's pretty good. I mean,
it measures your step length, so you've probably got like a fucking 2.5 foot step length.
Yeah, I mean that's probably why I don't balloon up so quickly, is because I move around. Even though I work from home, I get up and I'm walking around doing TikToks or walking outside or going to do something or cleaning or what. I'm constantly taking little short breaks and fucking.
Mm-hmm. Dude, that's the cardio I do at the end of my workout. Is I hit the incline walk for like 20 minutes.
Dude, if you did Stairmaster just 30 minutes a day
it's just a lot of stress on my knees. I need to like not do that
work up
right
to
off the bat.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I can break the Stairmaster too. I feel like I'm breaking it when I'm pushing up down on it. Like I don't even know what would happen if you like leaned onto the handles or something.
Yeah, some of those machines are flimsy, dude.
Yeah,
even treadmills.
But yeah, I've broken a Stairmaster.
But
well, my brain is utterly fried because I'm on nothing but caffeine. So I say we read some of these questions.
Yeah,
let's do it. Let's fucking crank 'em. What do we got? What do we got?
My brain is fried like a motherfucking
Rippleton.
What else is new?
It'll probably get better if I fucking eat something.
Yes.
Some pizza with Brussels sprouts on it.
Right.
Some pizza with Brussels sprouts. Oh, bother. Pizza with Brussels sprouts.
Sprouts from the land.
All right. Let me know if I've already talked. Let me know if I've already... I don't think I have mentioned this because there's some crazy things being said in this. This comes from Daniel. Hey guys, Dan here. I'm a new listener, probably listened the last 4 weeks and this is from like 11 days ago, and have kept forgetting to email, but here I am. I hope it's cool I asked 2 questions.
Not cool.
Not cool.
No, I'm just kidding.
What do you think is the most underrated comic book character in all the shows, comics, and movies, and do you think they've been done dirty? That's the first question.
Yeah.
Venom.
Venom
is like cool as shit.
Yeah.
He could have been absolutely done way better. Yeah. And Tom Hardy was not the right choice. And I'm Carnage.
It's like, you fucked Carnage. It up with like Topher Grace is a better Venom than
right.
Yeah,
for real.
So we got
I would say
consensus on that.
All right, cool.
Well, I was going to say Moon Knight because the fucking they did not do him justice with this fucking show. Like it was but
who the fuck is
he's
Moon Knight?
He's a cool fucking character. Like he's it could have been like a psychological thriller type show, but they went with like a fucking
like it could have been like Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Right. It's like a scary multiple personality type
Moon
shit.
Knight, you fucking motherfucker.
Over here.
Yeah. The other question is, now that Kendrick has released, I'm sending this before it's out. Okay. Who do you think has the potential to be the next Kendrick, or have they not been discovered yet?
That's tough to say.
I don't think anyone could be the next Kendrick. I think Kendrick is extremely unique. I think he's one of the greatest recording artists of all time. I'm very disappointed that Kodak Black's so heavily featured in his album, and I'm also just like not feeling some of the lyrics on it as well. Where I'm standing is basically what I just said, plus I will finish listening to it at some point, but I'm just too annoyed kind of right now to do that.
Yeah.
But in terms of there being another Kendrick, there won't be.
I guess the closest thing would be like Yeet, you know?
Yeah. There was this guy there's this guy I've been listening to that I don't think a lot of people have heard of. His name's Childish Gambino. I think he's really got what it takes.
That guy's the son of Kanye West, basically. He's the predecessor.
God,
and because the internet is the OK computer of rap.
Absolutely.
Also.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
If you didn't know.
Yeah, no, like Tupac and Biggie got nothing on him.
I honestly got like some Radiohead vibes from the instrumentals on Kendrick's album. I was like, you know,
he samples Radiohead. He sampled it.
Oh, does he?
To Pimp a Butterfly on How Much Is a Dollar Cost. He sampled the pianos from that song something Pyramid. From I forget which album. Amnesiac, the Amnesiac album.
Dude, when I found out that fucking Out of Time song by like that fucking Weekend song was like a sample of a city pop song from like Japan in the 80s. I've been on that
Makes
kick.
a lot of sense. Yeah, same.
On that kick.
My two vibes right now are city pop and like very soft bossa nova jazz music.
Oh yeah, my favorite
just like
song,
the most yuppie shit ever.
Oh yeah, my favorite song is just this hook where the whole hook is just space flash. Like, it's fucking awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. What was that guy's name? Yamashita or something like that?
Tatsuro Yamashita. Yeah.
Dude. That guy's like That's also, I wonder what Daniel's opinions are, because this motherfucker goes, "Thanks for taking the time to read my email. P.S. Tizo touchdown is mid."
Oh my god.
You know,
just say he's bad, bro. Don't call him mid.
Can't
he's
win
not
them all,
mid.
you know?
He's not mid, mate. He's definitely not mid.
Just say you don't like it, mate.
Oh no, mid. And that's not it.
It's not it.
If there's one thing I know, Smith, then that's not it.
If I know mid, it's off the streets, mate.
Me off the street. This comes from Blake, another frequent emailer. Jaded Forum is dope, plus some game appreciation. The subject line reads, "Sup, gentle thems, Blake again. Ripped the first 2 episodes of Jaded and just want to say they absolutely rip.
They do rip.
Love the hilarious.
You can't say rip twice.
Love the
chill out.
What?
Bring
Red line grammar. First of all, your email.
No, yeah, it's in a red circle. Word choice? Question mark.
Yeah, repetition.
Couldn't have thought of a different
repetition.
Like maybe grip instead of rip.
Grip.
Never thought of that.
Shred. I go with shred.
Let's open up the thesaurus, and it's just like gripper, grappleton, It's like there was a lot of things you could have said. Young Brip, you know, you could have said young Brip instead of rip. The thesaurus is just like dripping with green goo for some reason.
Grippler.
You could have said this was a grip of a dip. I mean, but you're gonna say rip twice. You could have even said it ripped torn. You could have said that. Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Oh my god! That's funny.
That was good.
Dude, Blake says, "Love the hilarious entertainment." Oh, I love hilarious entertainment as well. It sounds like this was sent through Google Translate. Love the hilarious entertainment. I love the hilarious entertainment that Looney Tunes provides for my children and my family.
Clean family entertainment.
When Jada and Jaden and Willow and I are watching Looney Tunes, we love the hilarious entertainment that they provide.
Bugs Bunny.
Bugs Bunny, when he dresses like a girl to trick Elmer Fudd. Anyways, love the hilarious entertainment along with the lengthy conversations. Hold on one second.
We do both of those. Yeah, does that make sense?
Yes. Well, he's talking about Jaded, but we.
Oh.
This question feels slightly targeted towards Connor, but Max and Tony are welcome to add. I was wondering what media is a good starting point for the basics of socialism, Marxism, communism. This could be some theory to get into or podcasts to give a listen that discuss a lot of these concepts. I feel aligned with a lot of individuals discussing the downfalls capitalism presents and how implementing new social programs can benefit us, but often feel like I'm blindly agreeing with buzzwords. I would really like to dive into these ideas and actually educate myself on the complexities to build an actual personal opinion and stance on these issues. I would probably say, Blake, try and DM me and we could have a private conversation about this. I would worry a lot less about specific like media consumption and basically try to think about what principles you like. We'll talk about it. Just DM me. I feel like it's a private conversation. And then this says, unrelated, P.S. been ripping through Ghosts of Tsushima the past week and a half, and it is absolutely incredible. I forget if more of y'all than just Max have played through it, but if not, you guys should. Besides, Red Dead Redemption 2, I've never been more motivated to explore an open world game and slowly work through side quests to savor the main story of the game. I also feel that the small, cool details add to how great it is. Like when you set waypoints on your map and you can press the left arrow to force a gust of wind that guides you rather than a bolded line on a mini map. Yeah. Anyways, much love to you guys and keep them eps ripping. I agree with all that. Yeah. And what's cool is you can actually swipe up on the PS4 gamepad. Oh yeah, and it'll just go for the wind. It's very fire. It's very In fact, cool. that you can do that for the directional pad for all the shit.
It's super cool. All the time. That's what I love. Huh?
If you're using the controller on the PC, does the pad work?
Maybe. I don't know.
I believe that Steam has compatibility for that.
I think it does because you.
But also, I think it does. I use a 360 controller, so
isn't that a 1
or a 1? Yeah, whatever. Xbox.
360. It's a big difference because I don't like the 1 controllers at all. But the 360 is my favorite.
I don't mind it. I think the 360 is too squishy for me relative to this. I like the sticks and the bumpers, but that's what I dig about Elden Ring and Ghost of Tsushima a lot is that their approach to a map is like it's not shitty. It's like Elden Ring has little like flames that like tell you like which direction to go for main story shit, but they don't give you like a direct line to the next objective. It's just like, hey, go in this general like compass direction.
They don't break the aesthetic with like UI, like modern UI, and they like keep which helps maintain the sort of immersion, right?
Yeah, it's not just like an in-your-face fucking like do this next. It's like,
right. It doesn't hold your hand to do stuff either,
right? Which is kind of the point of that big shit.
There's other emails we can read, but there's a second one from Daniel that's literally called Mid Email 2, and the email itself is interesting. We'll read it, but I have to note he left another PS. Again, Tizo touchdown is mid. I think, and frankly, I think you'll understand that this guy doesn't have the most delicious takes that you can have.
Well, if you say he's mid twice, that cancels it out. So he actually doesn't think it's mid.
It's true. And also, like, Tizo Touchdown's never put out an album. So, like, how are you really going to say an artist we've never really seen a true body of work from is mid? Like, it's a pretty bad early investment to just call something mid before you even something that probably you can just tell from the outside requires maybe a little bit of like vibing with it first to really get it. It's not just like made to please your ears instantly or be familiar to you immediately. So
we don't want to throw around mid just like it's just like anything's mid.
Don't just throw around mid, folks. We're calling everything mid.
It's a spectrum.
You gotta save that for Disney Plus shows, things of that nature. All right, we'll read your second email, Dan. And sorry to the others that have emailed. We did get them. We'll get to them in another show.
Absolutely.
This is pertinent because
this is pretty relevant.
It's just relevant for this week. Dan here. I'm new. Listen. I'm so confused. Dan here. I'm new. Listen. And I love you guys. You help me get through work. I'm not really a podcast guy, but you guys are too easy to listen to. Love all your topics and the goofy accents and impressions. Anyways,
silly.
I saw Everything Everywhere All at Once, and I think I'm the only one that's not in love with that movie.
Oh.
The beginning kind of felt like a mix between The Matrix and the movie The One starring Jet Li, if you've ever seen that.
I have not.
The way the universe jump was cool, acting was great, and the two messages were great. The two messages? But honestly felt fake deep to me. Hopefully that picks up.
It didn't pick up.
Here, I'll give you one.
the message about her life with her husband and her relationship with her daughter was a really great story to tell, but for some reason it didn't hit for me. I think it would have been more compelling if they didn't jump to the universes with hot dog fingers and Ratatouille Raccacoonie, you mean?
Raccacoonie, yes.
While hashing out those two relationships. Do you guys think this movie is overhyped at all? Question mark. So real quick, spoiler alerts, because we're about to talk about this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, Daniel, how old are you? Because I feel like you're 16 or 17. No offense.
Yeah.
If you're in your 20s, this is alarming to me. Because I feel like maybe you haven't lived through this life enough for that movie to have hit for you.
Yeah.
Maybe haven't fallen in love yet or something like that. Or haven't had
or just
like super meaningful relationships. Because I feel like if you did, then
or like you've never come into adulthood and experienced the dissatisfaction of life and
just the reality check
and the anxieties. Reality, anyone who's it speaks to the literal human condition and experience. So you know what I mean?
Which everyone says, but trust me, you'll hit your 20s and you'll be like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, if you don't hit, if this movie doesn't relate to you, then you're either steeped in a pessimism or irony that you are a prisoner inside of, or you're a little too young, or you're in denial, you haven't experienced some shit. Because in my opinion, that movie is like, I don't even think of that movie as like a movie. It's like a, it's just like a, it's like an amazing work. It's like just like
art.
It's original, but it's not in a way that like is high off its own fumes about how original or clever it is.
Yeah.
For one. Two, it's so focused on the fucking point of the message, basically.
Yeah.
That like it basically just encapsulates a feeling, a gratitude, a meaning about life that all the greatest works of film and more than that have touched on. Like just the beauty of life. That's what it's about. And it does it in a way that's so for everyone. Everyone can access this. It's not snobby and whatever. And look, I love snobby. I love fucking art house film. I love cinema. But there's just something there's such a thesis to it. And it addresses reality so directly. I don't even think about, wow, wasn't that cool, that fight scene? I don't even think about that. I think about how it made me feel, what it made me think, you know?
There was no point in that
vibe of it.
Sorry, I was just going to say, there's no point in that movie that I sat back and was like, you know, it's just like there was nothing in that movie that made me go, maybe that was a bit too much. It would just like, because I feel like it feels like a collage to me. It feels like such a convergence of like so many different ways of kind of conveying a message that it just like it becomes way bigger than like the sum of its parts.
If I could have any criticism about this movie, and it's like so minor. It's so minor. To his point about the hot dog fingers and the Raccacoonie, it did have just a sprinkle of like that Rick and Morty kind of vibe to it that I was like, but to me, that's like,
it was absurd enough.
Like,
I think it speaks to the quality of the movie that they were able to do such absurdist, like ridiculous stuff
and never lose the emotional tone. Yeah,
right. Exactly.
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, in a way that Rick and Morty has never even come close to.
No.
Rick and Morty is constantly cut with this
like
pessimism,
fake, edgy,
it's bullshit.
And that honestly, that sort of the climactic scene where it's jumping between like 10 different realities, and it's all just built like it was like one of the greatest moments in cinema. Like, I mean, I haven't seen a lot of films like relative to a lot of people, but that I've ever witnessed, that I've ever watched, like I was just like jaw dropped probably.
There's also something to be said for how, like when I first saw it, it was a fluke. Like I couldn't appreciate it. It kind of all unraveled because I was faded and fucking whatever. It all unraveled. Like I kind of lost track of what was going on, and you have to, because what this movie does to make it so that you actually get what's going on where like it feels like every time she jumps into another universe, it's just a side gag. But the way those all continue to build simultaneously for the rest of the movie without it being like, where am I? How do I this? I'm losing track of this. Like the way they were able to do that, the way they were able to make it so that you understood that all three of the people in that family, Waymond, fucking what's her name? Joy, and Evelyn.
Yeah.
Just trying to see if I can remember, because like the three of them by the end of it are all multiversal. They're all experiencing shit all at once because Evelyn touched him and then like broke through. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Waymond has that power too. Like he's
Mm-hmm.
experiencing all the shit at once. And Joy is too, and Evelyn is, and they're all jumping through all the universes, having one conversation all at the same time. The way they were able to do that, you could understand, like, Evelyn's only one person at this point, but by the end, she's all these different people. And the way that you gradually see those things, like those moments where you actually do understand without it being so overt, without all that cringy exposition. Like, well, right now you're experiencing, like they handled the exposition so well. The fact that they were able to do all that in a totally unobtrusive way, just on a purely storytelling, screenwriting standpoint, that is so impressive. And that's just completely to the side of why I like this movie. I don't really, all of that is dwarfed, frankly. All the technical elements are dwarfed by, it's like a good album. It's like a good, it's like it makes you feel something. It's it's a masterpiece. Honestly, it's a classic.
It really summed up like it's the mindset that I've taught myself to have, you know, just like appreciating everything that you have here in the moment, in the vast universe, you know, and to see the movie just nail that on the head and just so perfectly sum up like the mindset that I've, you know, I mean, and I'm lucky to be able to have, you know, not everyone can do that. Yeah. But that's how I'm able to, I'm like a very positive person, obviously, you know that. So, yeah, it was just amazing for me. I don't know.
And to the point, because like of the fake deep thing, like the thing, I think it's like the inverse of that, to where it's just like, no, it really is like so surface level that it's like, but it's told so well and it's conveyed in such a good way that like as the movie went on and I was starting to get like what it was getting at, I was just like, it can't be that easy. Like I feel like, because sometimes, you know, with movies like this, or movies like kind of in the A24 realm, like they kind of get off on like being narratively ambiguous,
vague.
And whereas this is just like, it kind of snuck up on me because I was just like, okay, I feel like I'm gonna get lost here at some point, and I'm gonna like and like it's gonna, or I'm oversimplifying this thing, especially given the fact that it's like an R-rated movie and that it, you know, all this kind of shit. But like I think that's the opposite of like fake deep. I think it really just is that genuine in the message that it's trying to convey, of just like, hey, this shit is all absurd. So like the least that we could do as people is revel in, you know, the good and like the mundane and, you know, that kind of thing. And
Waymond is an incredible character, man.
Fantastic. It was one of my favorites of all time.
Incredible character.
That man made me cry. Like straight
dude, I was bawling, bro. Dude, I was wiping my face with tears.
That
like,
has never happened for me.
I will cry every time I watch that movie. Like I will.
Dog.
Like it is crazy.
To make you well up just thinking about it.
Bro, the
just
laundry,
that climactic scene.
Dog. What movie does that?
Laundry and Taxes, dude, bro? Are you fucking kidding me?
Bro, that broke me, man.
Yeah, no, I can't
That's why Daniel I think you need to let us know.
Appreciate
like,
the fuck
maybe
out
you're
of you,
like
dude.
31.
Seriously. Yeah.
Be less cynical and sort of look at the movie for like,
or just give it
the
another
positive
shot.
message that it's conveying.
I frankly think Daniel might just be young. If dude is not young, then interesting.
Hit us with mid email 3 and let's get to the bottom of this.
Tear apart everything we just said.
Yeah, dude.
But no, that movie, it's like you feel a hesitation to pontificate how good it is, because you're like, am I overreacting to this? Was this not as good? But like, dude, this is a fucking stone cold fucking classic. Like,
yeah,
it is.
Oh, 100%. I know for a fact I will rewatch this movie multiple times in my life.
Yeah. Like
so many movies these days, I walk out, I'm like, yeah, I'll probably never watch that.
To
again.
cover all bases, by the way, like I looked at low star reviews on Letterboxd just to see like what did people not like about this. The one thing I could see, and like it's none of my business, I don't have this experience, but there are apparently some stereotypes people of, Asian descent or whatever didn't love. Like someone made a review and was talking about like, oh, of course it's a tiger mom that like blah 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 blah, and like they're playing into stereotypes. But I'm not. They were Chinese, right? I'm not Chinese, and I don't experience that, so I can't really speak on it. That I could understand, but if that is true, if that's valid, if that's really, if it is problematic to that extent, it's probably the best movie that's ever employed those stereotypes ever. I mean, like, it's probably the best that's ever been done. But
what exactly about that? Like, Asian mom is like a stereotype?
Just like there's stereotypes in there. Yeah. I'm not saying that they're necessarily bad or whatever. And
did it paint them in a negative light or?
I don't know. It's like, it's not my place to say really, but I'm
not trying to.
Yeah, I'm saying I don't know.
I've also seen people like praise it for that reason and say like I feel identified by this, or like people take their moms.
So I don't know.
People take their moms to see it, and then their moms are like, "Oh fuck, there I am." Like,
right. Yeah. So I don't.
Yeah.
I can't speak on it because I grew up in a Catholic white suburb. So
I don't really know our place to weigh in. But
apart from that, I mean, it's just incredible.
Yeah, dude, and like, fuck, and dude, because the thing that got me, like, the thing where I knew I was just like, oh, this is fucked, was the rock scene.
The Rock,
when it just gets to the silent shot of the Rock, and then they're just like, you don't have to do shit. Just be a rock. And it's just like 30 straight, like Evangelion straight of just 30 seconds of nothing. And it's just like, this is fire. This is amazing. I was like, I don't want this scene to end. I would be content if like the movie just ended right now. Like, as rocks. And I was just, and there was so much more after that.
The trip out too, when, the movie ends in the movie, like she dies.
Oh,
dude, people got up and walked out because they thought it was over.
Get the fuck out of here! Are you serious?
Yeah. I was like, I thought it was. I was like, oh, is that it? And then 2 seconds fucking later, but they were up and out of there. I don't know.
They literally they didn't come back.
No. They thought it was over.
Like,
what kind of moron thinks like, oh yeah, word, that's how it ends. Like, are you kidding me? You don't even give it 10 seconds. You're like, I got a place to be.
You don't leave the theater and be like, oh, that got out pretty early. They got out like 45 minutes early.
Reservation at Chili's.
This is an hour and 20 minutes long. Wow.
Yeah, that was like an hour shorter than they said it would be.
And for like a 2 hour, 20 minute movie, it goes by very fast.
Yeah.
Very fast.
And that's the thing.
Very fast.
Everything everywhere. Hollywood.
Everything very fast, very good.
But yeah, that shit ripped.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Daniels.
Danielson.
Folks, that's gonna basically do it for us. Great episode. Great epper. 140 classic.
Came off the 140s with a good one.
Came off the 140s. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Send us more emails. We'll get to you, Dexter, and young Pablo. We'll get to you, your emails that we have left. But we will talk to you next week. Welcome, Boke Forever, motherfuckers. Peace the fuck.